If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture on binomial theorem on intermediate level. So here up to basic we have already done in basic level. So here we will extend it for JEE main level or JEE advanced level. So we will be discussing all this theory. Okay then, let's discuss this first. Okay, up to basic we have already done. Now this one is for JEE main and JEE advanced student. So we will go little deeper in the concepts or in the theory. So here we will be calculating the greatest term or numerically which one is the greatest in the, because in the binomial expansion you will get lots of terms. This term, there are, if you see a plus b whole cube, you will get 4 terms. So which term is the greatest than other, including ab, they will give the value of ab, or if they can say excluding ab also, then excluding ab which one will be the greatest, that we need to calculate. So in any case, numerically greatest, that means they are not concerned about plus sign or minus sign, whatever sign in front of that they are not concerned, they are just concerned about the value, numerical value. So there will be lots of formulas you will get in lots of books, but the easiest way to calculate this one, I will prefer this one, because I will be solving with this formula, with this method only, because remembering lots of formula will make chaos, because at the end of the course you will see in the JEE main, JEE advanced, there are lots of formulas. So the basic concept is required. If you know the concept, even if you forget the formula, you can directly do it in the exam. So no need to remember unnecessary formulas. You just remember the concepts, that will be good for you in the exam. So let me assume that the r plus 1 term is the numerically greatest. Suppose this is the numerically greatest term. Now because it is numerically greatest, so it must be greater than, so I am saying that tr plus 1 is the greatest. So it should be greater than tr, that is before the term which is before that, it should be greater than that. Or you can say it should be smaller than the next term, it should be greater than the next term also. It should be greater than tr plus 1 also, because it is the greatest from both sides, either from left side or right side, from both sides it should be the greatest, because we know it keep on increasing, it keeps on increasing. So if you want to find this one, so that's why this expression is used always, tr plus 1 is always greater than tr. So you do, and you take absolute values, because only numerically greatest value we want to find. And for this we do one thing, we change this one, x plus y to the power 1 or x plus 1, you change it, suppose it is x plus y, so you change it to 1 plus something, that means you take x common, then it will be 1 plus y by x. So you change it, that's because it is, if it is 1 plus x, then it will always keep on increasing, because 1 plus x series, if you want to write, what it will be, the first term will be 1, second term will be nc1 x squared, third term will be nc2 x cube, because x will keep on increasing. So you can do it in this way also, by converting it into 1, take x to the power n common, then it is 1 plus. But don't forget to multiply when you get the answer, don't forget to multiply with x to the power n, because it in the final expansion it should be there in every term, because you are taking common, so that's why it is out. But here it will be in this. So if you write it 1 plus x only, so it will be 1 nc1 y by x, then nc2 y by x whole square, like this fashion. So we'll solve these questions, but just for now you remember this one, tr plus 1 will be the, we assume that r plus 1 is the greatest term, and we will be doing this inequality, solving this inequality, we will get the answer. For now you remember this one. If questions come, if we solve some questions, obviously some questions will be there on this, so we will solve it and you will find the answer. Now one thing you see, between these two, x plus y to the power and x minus y to the power n, which one will be the greatest? Both the numerically greatest term will be the same, because minus we are not considering. So the numerically greatest term for this one and numerically greatest term for this one will be the same, there is no difference. Now there are some properties of the binomial cops, so instead of directly remembering it, you have to know from where it is coming. So that's why I will show a little proofs of this one. Everything is coming from this expression, because this expression is I am writing c1, c0, c1 means n is already there, it is hidden. So it is c1, then c2, c0 is also there, the first one is c0, c1, c2 x square. You have seen this expression here only, I have expanded it. So it will go up to cn x to the power. Now if you put instead of x 1, because it is an identity, it is true for any value of x, if you put x equal to 1, this side is 2 to the power 1. So it becomes c0, c1, c2 plus dot 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 c1. So it becomes a good property of binomial coefficients. So NC0, NC1, if you add all these things, it is 2 to the power n. So this is the first proof. For second proof, you put x equal to minus 1. So if you put x equal to minus 1, then this side becomes 0, and this will be C0 minus C1 plus C2 minus C3. It will go like this. So that means if you take the minus term here, C0, C2, even terms will come here. C2, C4 is this side, and C1 dot 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 plus is equal to C1 plus C3 plus C5. So summation of even binomial coefs and odd binomial coefs are same. So there are equal number of even binomial coefs and equal number of odd binomial coefs. So if you divide this, the sum of all is 2 to the power n, and they are exactly divided by two parts. Even sum is equal to odd sum. So you have total sum 10, and even one and odd one are equal. So both one should be 5, 5. So both one should be 2 to the power n, total sum divided by 2. So which is 2 to the power n minus 1. So this become proof of the second one. Very easy to remember. That is the second proof. You can see even sum is equal to odd sum, which is 2 to the power n minus 1. Now for third and fourth, we need little basic differentiation and integration. So if you don't know also, just bear with me. You will know it in later stage. So what was my initial expansion? So everything is coming from here. You just remember this one, C1x. So if there is a change in the question, it is not necessary that exactly this property will come, or certainly this will not come. So you have to use these concepts. So you multiply this one by x, both sides. So if you multiply this one by x, so it is becomes C0 C1x square, C2x cube, and then so on, Cn x to the power n plus 1. Then you take differentiation. If you take differentiation, you will know that this is a product rule. You will first you differentiate x, it will be 1, keeping this one constant. Then you keep x constant and you differentiate this one. This is n. So don't get confused with my x and n. N x to the power n minus 1 is the differentiation formula. X is always 1. X square is 2x. X cube is 3x square. And n plus 1 Cn x to the power n. Now you put x equal to 1. You will get it. From here you will get this idea. Once you see these 2, 3 are coming in front of coefficients, then you think it is differentiation, because in differentiation the coefficients come down. You can see the differentiation of x cube is 3x square. The coefficient 3 comes down. It comes before it and the power get reduced. So if you put 1, now it will be 2 to the power n, and it is, if you put 1, then it is n into 2 to the power n minus 1. So this one, 2 to the power n, you can see it here, C0 plus 2C1 plus 3C2, so on so forth. You will get the answer, n plus 1 Cn. So this is your third one. So fourth one, you directly differentiate this one without multiplying this one. So it will be n 1 plus x to the power n minus 1. So it will be C0 constant is 0. So it will be C1. It will be 2 C2x 3 C3x square. And the last one I am not writing. And then you put x equal to 1, you will find n 2 to the power n minus 1. That is C1, 2 C2, 3 C3. That proves your fourth one. So now if you put it here minus 1, I have put it here x equal to 1. If you put x equal to minus 1, then the third one will come in, because you will see plus minus is minus, alternate. So if you put minus 1, it is 0. If you put minus 1, C1 minus 2 C2 plus 3 C3 minus, so it will be alternating. You will getting this answer. The last one will automatically come if you differentiate the last one. I am not showing, but I am showing from where it is coming. That is important. Exact derivation is not important, but from where it is coming, you need to remember that because the coefficients are coming in front of it, so that's why it is somehow related to differentiation. Because 2 is coming in front of x, C1. So with C1 it is normally x. So because 2 is coming, so I have to make it x squared. So that's why I multiplied is x. Here before C1 it is coming only 1. So no need to multiply. Direct differentiation will give me C1. With C2 it is x squared. So if I differentiate, 2 will come. So that's why I am differentiating here minus. Now if you see the fourth one, the sixth one, it is the coefficients are coming below. So that's why, that means it is somehow integration. Now if I integrate this one, so integration you will see x to the power n is x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Here the coefficients come below, but with a plus, it increases. So it will be C0 x, and it is C1 x square by 2 it will be c2 x cube by 3. I am not doing the last one, you can do it easily. Now while integrating this one we have done for indefinite integral. In indefinite integral one constant will also come, you will know. So you have to do it definite integral, that means you have to integrate it from 0 to 1. That means this one you will know or later. So if you integrate this one, so you have to put upper limit and lower limit. That's why, that means I am integrating it from 0 to 1. So just bear with me for a little bit. Those who know, you can directly interpret this one. Those who don't know, after doing integration differentiation, you can come back and you can refer, then you will know. So if you put the upper limit, it will be 2 to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Means instead of x, if you put minus instead of x, you will put 0. So it will be 1 by n plus 1. So here if you put the upper limit, it will be c1, then c2 by 2. So similarly c1 by 2, c2 by 3. So you will get the answer. So this is this one, sixth one, and the last one. So for last one, what property we are using? Now 1 plus x to the power n is 1 plus, we have seen c0 plus c1x plus c2x square plus c3x cube, like this it goes, cn x to the power n. Now one good thing you have seen, now let me write it 1 plus x one more time. Now this thing you have seen, c0 and c1 is same in binomial. These and these are also same. These and these are, because first from beginning, first from end are same. Second from beginning, second. This was the property of binomial cops. So instead of writing c0 and you can change this position. You can write c1 here and cn minus 1, because 1 and n minus 1 will be same. First from last will be same. Dot c0 x to the power. Now why we have written it in this one? First we have written this one, then we have reversed this one, c0 c1 you have seen. Now why we have done this? Because if you see the proof, what they are asking to prove me, c0 square c1 square c2 square, that means the binomial coefficients are multiplied. So somehow we have to multiply it so that the coefficients get multiplied. So here we will be multiplying these and these, but what is the idea? If you multiply this and this, we will get something here, a long expression here, and it's this side, if you multiply this into this, will give me this whole square, because same thing, so it will be 2 to the power n. So after multiplying, what we are looking at? We are looking at the coefficient of x to the power n. Why we are looking at coefficient of x to the power n? Because that will give me the required answer. Because if you see, if you multiply with c0 the entire thing, when you will get x to the power n? Here if you multiply c0 into c0, you will get x to the power n. So here only you will get, so that means c0 square will be a coefficient of x to the power n. Next, if you multiply with c1, which one will give you x to the power n? If you multiply c1 this side, which term will give you x to the power n? If you multiply these two, if it is x to the power n, so the previous one will be x to the power n minus 1. So n minus 1, if you multiply with n x, that means power will be added 1 and plus 1, so it will be x to the power n, that means c1 square. Similarly, if you continue with this one, in the last one, cn and cn, when it is multiplied, then you will get the coefficient of x to the power n. So the total coefficient of x to the power n, this side, coefficient of x to the power n, from right hand side is this one, and from left hand side, that means out of left hand side is this one. So from here I have to find out the coefficient of x to the power n. Now you can already see in the basic sum questions, in the basic questions it is done to find the coefficient of x in some term. So let me do it here. Let write the general term. So what is the general term of this one? Tr plus 1 is 2ncr, x to the power this minus this, and then y to the power n. But what power we need? X. The power of x we need here, because we are looking for x to the power n. So this power should be equal to n. This coefficient should be, the index, the power of x should be equal to n. So from here you can get r is equal to n. That means r plus 1th term, that is n plus 1th term is the required term that we are looking for, coefficient, which term has the x to the power n coefficient. And what is the x to the power n coefficient? This is the coefficient, because this is the term n plus 1th term. If I put r equal to n plus 1, I will get the term. I am not interested about the term, I am interested only about the coefficient. So coefficient will be 2ncn. And what is the formula? As per NCR formula, n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial, 2n minus n. So it will give you the answer, that is 2n factorial by n factorial whole square. Now if you want to do a 2n minus 1 factorial also, you have to remember, because if it comes, then it will be so from where it is coming, let us see this one, 2n factorial. So 2n factorial is 2n, then 2n minus 1, then 2n minus 2, then it is 2n minus 3, and dot it will up to 3 to 1. So there will be even terms, there will be odd terms. Then which one will be even? Because 2n is always an even number, So this term, this term, this term, these are always even terms, and these are odd terms. So from even terms there will be how many even terms? N even terms, and there will be n odd terms. So from all the n even terms, suppose if I take 2 common, from here also if I take 2 common, it will be n minus 1. If from here if I take 2 common, it is n. 2 common means 2 is just keeping outside. Now if I keep 2 outside from this one, because it is not plus, you cannot take common, everything is multiplied, so you can take this one. Similarly for next, you can, it is 2n minus 4, so from here you can take this one. Similarly the last one is 2. So how many 2's you will get? You will get n 2's, because n even term, each even term having 1 2, so it will be 2 to the power n. And if you see this one, this is n minus 1, n minus 2, and last one is 2 into 1, so it will reduce, and it will reduce up to 1. So this is n factorial, n minus 1, n minus 2, n. So what left? Even terms is already taken care. These all give you the even terms, product of the even terms. Then you left with odd terms. So what are the odd terms? 1 3 5, these are the odd terms, multiplied with 1 3, 1 multiplied by 3 multiplied by up to 2n minus 1. So this is here given, this expression. So this includes this means your even terms, and this means your odd terms while you are expanding. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.